Hello and welcome to the Matt's Movie Reviews podcast. I am your host, Matthew Pejkovic, and this is episode number 669. Releasing May 22 in theaters across the US and video on demand is Reckless, a crime action comedy that stars Scott Adkins as a low-level criminal fresh out of jail who finds himself in one sticky situation after another while in pursuit of money owed from his former team. With its blend of hard-hitting action, knockabout comedy, and energetic pace, Reckless is an entertaining and rowdy romp of a British crime film. And I'm glad to say joining me now to talk all things Reckless is Mr. Scott Adkins himself. Scott, how are you today?
I'm okay, thanks, mate. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. It's really interesting watching Reckless and seeing your character Devon. When a lot of people watch your films, myself included, a lot of the characters you play, very confident characters, confident in their abilities and their skills. Devon isn't really like that at all. He's kind of like naive, doesn't really have really good street smarts or emotional intelligence, bit of a buffoon there as well. Was it kind of like a conscious decision on your part to kind of seek out a role like that, to try to do like something with a little bit of different shades to show different parts of you as an actor, where you can bring some of that martial arts quality to a film like this, but do so in like a more of a comedic kind of aspect?
Well, the opportunity came up to make this film with Vinny. He wanted to do it, I wanted to do it. And the script, I would say the character in the original script was a nice guy down on his luck, stuck in a bad situation, trying to do the right thing. And it was my idea to make, and you said the word buffoon. It was
Mm.
my idea to make him a complete and utter moron. I just thought it'd be fun. So I got my writing partner, Stu Small, to do a redraft, and we just made him a complete buffoon. And that was fun to me. That's what made it interesting.
One of my favorite jokes in the film, and there are a number of them, is we find out how Devon gets his martial arts skill.
All right.
And it comes from him reading a book titled A Dimwit's Guide to Kung Fu. And I find that just hilarious because it kind of reminded me of the Karate Kid when Daniel LaRusso is trying to learn karate from a book. And I just imagine kind of like Devon in jail trying to learn all these skills and such from a book as well. So I've got to ask, A Dimwit's Guide to Kung Fu, worth checking out, or do you reckon we should just try the old way and just go to a gym and do it that way instead?
It'll train you to keep any sort of rapist at bay. So I highly recommend it. And the best place to learn it, like I did, is just sat on the toilet. That would be the best way.
That was a stunt. I'm sure that toilet was a stunt that you never thought you ever do in your life. I'm very sure. Um,
I
is
wasn't even on the toilet when I shot it, and then I see the movie, and I'm there with my trousers around my ankles. But anyway, that's between me and the director.
The Matt's Movie Reviews YouTube channel is brought to you by TeePublic. TeePublic is the world's largest marketplace for independent creators to sell their work on the highest quality merchandise. With over 1.2 million designs, TeePublic is sure to have something you love. Speaking of director, Elliot Montello, he's a first-time director, and what's really interesting about your career is that you have been from the ground up with a lot of directors doing like a lot of their first features or close to Jesse V. Johnson with Pit Fighter and Isaac Florentine with the Undisputed sequels as well. When you're working with a first-time director now as compared to working with a first-time director like say 20 years ago or so, what type of experience do you bring to a set to kind of help a director like a Elliot Montello kind of like find his groove on a set so that he can do his job to the best of his abilities to make a really great film?
Elliot was great. I mean, he showed me this short film that he made, and he won a few festivals, and it was evident how talented he was. And he's been in the industry for a long time, working as a camera operator and DP and all that sort of thing. So he was very experienced, and quite good with visual effects and everything as well. So it was fine, I mean, obviously, when it came to the fight scenes, I'm always very precious of having control over that or have someone in control that I trust. And on this one, it was Jude Poyer who did Gangs of London, so I could sit back and relax. The problem with this film is we had a very short shooting schedule,
Hmm.
much shorter than any of us should have allowed. But we went ahead and did it anyway. We had 14 days to shoot this film, and you can't really tell when you watch the film because but we did great with the time that we had, and Elliot was a real pro and came up with some great ideas because we didn't have enough time to shoot all this montage stuff for the characters, and that's when he came up with the idea to do it in like an animated sequence.
Yes.
So it's just problem solving, and that's what a director does. You're just problem solving the whole time.
Um,
Unfortunately, it'd be great to be making creative decisions, but a lot of the time you're making decisions that are more, sort of like just dealing with the act of just we have to make the movie on this schedule for this budget.
Another great thing about this movie as well is that you get to use your natural Birmingham accent. I don't hear it much in a lot of your films. A lot of times when you do an English
No,
accent, it might be like
I
East
didn't
London or
use my
such.
Birmingham accent.
Not in
I
this
didn't
one?
use my Birmingham accent. I am yet to use a Birmingham accent in any movie. If I was going to do a Birmingham accent, I'd be talking like that. You know what I mean, mate?
Um,
So the thing is, the way Stuart writes, I was planning on doing a Birmingham accent, but the way he writes, it's so motor mouth. There's so much dialogue. It just doesn't feel because the Birmingham accent can be a bit slow, and a lot of people talk like that. Do you know what I mean? And the way it comes out, it just feels unnatural for me to do it. I adopt a southern sort of accent,
mhm.
which I have done with the other films that I've made with him, and it just feels more natural.
The Matt's Movie Reviews podcast is brought to you by Amazon Prime Video. One of the best on-demand streaming services available, Amazon Prime Video features exclusive Amazon originals as well as popular movies and TV shows. Watch Amazon Prime Video anytime, anywhere. Speaking of Birmingham, there's a great line in the movie that Vinny has where he says, "The only Sabbath I know is black," referring, of course, to the Birmingham metal legends Black Sabbath themselves.
Yeah,
I know growing up
there
that
you
you
go.
were a bit of a metalhead. I know you like grew up listening to lots of songs. Was Sabbath one of those bands as well that you listened to growing up, considering
I
their
don't know if I
local
call myself a
institution?
metalhead. I don't know if I call myself a metalhead. I mean, I remember listening to a bit of the old Iron Maiden, but I was more growing up. I was more Guns N' Roses, Bon Jovi, Def Leppard, um, White Snake, all that sort of era. I love Oasis,
Hmm.
like you couldn't believe. They're my favorite band. So that's the music I like, rock and roll, British rock, British
Um,
rock and roll.
we were talking about directors before. You just had your own directorial debut, just like finish up in reproduction, right? Brawler. What was that experience like,
Yeah,
finally getting behind the scenes and doing stuff in your own directorial stuff? That's really interesting for me to read about.
yeah, it was hard. I'm still destroyed. Finished it on Saturday. Um, hardest thing I've ever done. Hardest thing I've ever done. I mean, making an action film as an actor is really difficult. You know, when you're 28, and then when you're 49, it's obviously a bit more difficult. And when you're doing the directing as well, on top of it, I knew it was going to be hard. I'm not surprised about how hard it was, but yeah, it's really difficult. Especially, I mean, if you have a bit more time and money, maybe it's easier, I guess. I expect so because there's just so much stuff that we have to shoot, and I can shoot a 2 day fight scene or a 3 day fight scene and be destroyed for the rest of the week, but there's no time to recuperate. So I got a bit sick in the middle of it. Normally I get sick at the end of the shoot, but my body couldn't even wait, so I got sick in the middle.
Well, I can't wait to see that. But before then, I really urge everyone to check out Reckless, May 22 in theaters and video on demand. But I urge everyone, watch it in theaters. The post-production work in this film is really great. The energy, the pace, and Scott, the stuff that you do in this movie as well is just like fantastic. And I just want to say thank you so very much for your time today. Congrats with your this movie and your and Brawler as well. And hopefully we talk again in the future. It's been a pleasure.
Okay, pleasure's all mine. Thank you, mate.
Thank you for watching the Matt's Movie Reviews channel. Please subscribe for more reviews, podcast interviews, and exclusive content.